Okay, I'll answer any questions for you guys.
Tim, open up. When you look at Wisconsin on video, what just jumps out at you first?
Well, they're much improved. Football teams either get better or get worse, and obviously the team we're playing this week has gotten a lot better. And they're playing probably their best on both sides of the ball right now.
Is it the end? Does he look clear now? Does it look like he's going to play, Savino?
Yeah, I can't tell you what percent he's at, but he's in the starting lineup for the game.
Steve? Hey, Coach. I want to ask, in terms of stopping the run, your team's done an adequate job. Michigan State, Nebraska, some of the other teams you've held under 100 yards. You see a team that puts up 500 yards rushing this past week. That's going to be a tremendous challenge for you guys. And the other question would be, if Savino's going to play, how do you envision those three linebackers lining up?
Well, the three that broke the starting lineup today on Monday is Shazier, Zach Bourne, and Sabino. Storm Klein will play as well. Still not near the depth we need. But, I think there's ways to stop the run. What they do a nice job is just these multitude of shifts, formations, and motions that are hard to get gap control or gap security. And then that's what the good thing is we have had a bye week, so a lot of time's been spent on that. And they're good enough at throwing the ball that, they didn't throw much last week, didn't have to. But that number 4, I believe his name is, he's a heck of a player for him. So.
Bill?
Over Bill, how much do you think, now that you've been through it, how much do you think that off week did help you in terms of getting healthy and preparation?
I just got him back today, so I don't know. That's evaluation friendly. We'll find out at 7 o'clock. I'll let you know on 7:30 on Saturday. But we had an excellent day today. But it's just one of three. So.
Do you sense that there's rejuvenation at all?
Oh yeah. I feel we just got to be smart as coaches to keep that rejuvenation and not wear them down. But excellent day today. I don't want to say surprised, but sometimes you have to beat it out of them on the first day back. Not at all.
Front row, Rusty.
Rusty Miller, AP, along the same lines of what Bill was talking about. A lot of coaches are always hesitant coming off the bye week because they see that their team's kind of lose an edge or they don't really lose their momentum. Did you do anything at all to kind of, maintain that, or is there a way
I'm very worried about that. I guess you worry about everything, but very. Other than we get a +1 day, we go real hard. So we were full pads today. A lot of times coaches are bringing back and do shorts workout or something like that. We're full pad, pods inside to the whole. Probably our most physical practice of the week will be today, and so that's our. Over the past 11 years as a head coach, that's a big concern. And so there's a couple you go into it gradually, or you just put the ball down and go as hard as you can, and that's what we did. And usually it works.
Did they have difficulty picking them back up where they were? Or?
I can't remember. If I did, then I would have changed because every year I evaluate that, and so I just pull up. What I do is I grab practice schedules from our best years and post-bye weeks, and I just take a look how we did it, and I measure it to the players we have here.
Far right over here, Austin.
Austin Ward, ESPN.com. You seem to have really good consistency from Winsley snapping. A few issues.
Why would you say that? It's like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter, man. Next question.
Did you anticipate that could be the case for somebody who was just trying to learn it?
Works real hard at his trade. That's summer, that's spring ball, that's on his own. That's a guy that comes out 5 minutes every day before practice. So, once again, I don't want to spend too much time talking about, but he's a pro. He's a guy that I love him. I'm glad he's our center, and he's a serious guy. Takes his job very serious.
Have you had other centers in the past that you've moved over that hadn't had much experience snapping before?
We've had Pouncey's are probably the most famous guys, and they all moved to center. And Mike really struggled at first, but then came on and was great. Marquis, nothing horrible.
Over here, David.
David Wilson, 10 TV. Early in the year, you had said, when people asked you about no bowl game, that'd be addressed later in the season. Is later now, and how have the conversations changed?
Haven't had to. We've. I kind of like my guys. They're competitors right now, and we started everything. If you remember back from January until this date, there's nothing they do when they wake up in the morning. They're competing in the classroom with rewards at the end if they compete. If not, then there's a non-reward or whatever at the end. So they've developed. We've there are some gifted competitors already in the group, Simons of the world, and there are some maybe average competitors that become competitors. So, no, we've had zero discussion about it, and we're doing the best we can to play a very good team on the road.
Far left, Bill.
Bill Livingston, playing dealer. You like Bourne a lot at fullback because you were giving him more carries and all. How does he rank as a linebacker versus that and playing a real smash-mouth team like Wisconsin?
Probably fits his style a little bit, yeah. But he's played him, and he's been a stabling force for our defense. After the one debacle in Bloomington, our defense is not silver bulleted yet, but they're playing much better, playing with much more confidence and leadership. One of the most undervalued characteristics of a football team is leadership, and that's what number 44 gives you. Like I told you, he was, I really admire him, not a very good leader whatsoever. Throughout spring, throughout the winter, has developed into one of my all-time favorites in my coaching career as far as a selfless leader that does it all for us.
Far left, Rory.
Rory Schmidt, 97.1 The Fan. You've made an effort to keep your players from getting too rah-rah on Fridays. Is it ever a concern before then that they might emotionally spend themselves too much on like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Sure. Yeah, I think that's something we watch. I think I've not had that issue with this team. This would be a game, and obviously the one after that would be a game that you worry about. But I try to watch that, and our strength coach does a good job helping me with that. So I haven't felt that yet.
How do you keep from getting, you're the guy that has to center the team. How do you stay centered from getting
We're just, there's so many holes on this team right now that we're trying to keep together, and there's some weaknesses are all of a sudden turning into strengths. So our focus, I've never really had a problem with that because the focus just get through a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday practice.
Second row middle, Bob.
2 weeks left, two games left, only 4 unbeaten teams left. I know you're concentrating on the games and all that, but do you ever you don't have very many opportunities to go undefeated. Do you ever fight the urge of thinking of what you're losing by not getting the chance to play a bowl game or a national championship game?
I could lie to you and say that I don't every once in a while, but not as much as I thought. I hear it and I read it once in a while, and I'll just have good friends in the profession or that'll make a comment, and I'll think for a second, but then I go back to knowing exactly who we are, and you go back to how we've won and who we are right now, and you're pretty fortunate where we are, and let's find a way to get number 11. So I tried years ago not to control what we can't control. That's we got to have a really good Tuesday practice. We can't control that. We can't control anything else.
Middle row left, David.
Dave Briggs, Toledo Blade, following up on a couple earlier questions. I know you mentioned you do discuss the polls with the team. Just as an incentive this deep into the season, even though the odds might be very long, have you mentioned the thought of an AP national title with them, just to kind of throw that out there?
I haven't. I usually do that. I haven't, for some reason, I have not even addressed that the last few weeks because these guys are, I just like our team meetings, man. We're going and we're talking about practice. We're talking about how to stop one of the most potent run games in America and how to, they have 300-pound plus defensive tackles. So, I used to have State of the Unions. I think that's probably what you remember when I told you that. I did talk about that in the past. And our guys know where they're at, and we're good. We just got to, I really like coaching this team right now, and that's not worrying about the nonsense. So we haven't really discussed it.
Middle left, Brandon.
Brad Castillo. I was just wondering what your message was to your team when you kind of finished up practice last week, going into the weekend, kind of what you wanted them to be prepared for coming into this game.
Well, I always, the number one thing you worry about is that phone call. Everybody driving home to see families or doing something ignorant on a Friday or Saturday night. And so my comment was, if it's going to help us win our 11th game, do it, and do it a lot. If it's not, don't do it. And they came back bright-eyed, and that's the number one thing you worry about is when they go home. And I think it's a great opportunity, especially for local guys, to go home with their families, and we really encourage that, and go to their high school football game and all that fun stuff. So.
Middle left, Doug.
Doug Lambert's the playing dealer. Urban, you obviously, when you got here, you had a good sense of the Michigan rivalry with Ohio State. What's your sense of the rivalry with Wisconsin?
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm learning about it, and I think they stole a season they were telling me that story a little bit. But it's interesting hearing our players talk about it, especially the ones that I listen to. guys that have been in some of those big games. So it's real interesting. But this is a rivalry game. And it's a rivalry game because, you know, you have to understand who you're playing and what they've done the last few years. So they're a good, very good team.
I know the focus this week with the Wisconsin offense is on the run game, but what you have at corner this year with Travis Howard and Bradley Roby, whether it's this week or just in general, the way those two guys have played, how good have they been, and what has it done overall for the defense to have two guys like that?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I think with 2 games left, you don't want to jinx them, like he jinxed our team already. But I think those guys have played very well. I think Coach Combs has come in and demanded 2 talented players. One was a freshman, or a redshirt freshman, I guess Roby was last year, and then Travis, to me, I can say this because of how much respect I have for him now, was not a good player. I mean, he was a guy that kind of lined up out there, but I would consider him a good player. Him and his coach have worked themselves into being, I think, a very good player. So they're falling our category. That's one of the most improved position groups in our team. No question about it.
Back right. LBC6, similar to Doug's question, do you see this as bad blood? There's a pretty rich recent history here, and is bad blood healthy?
I think it's, bad blood as far as, you know, I'm not quite sure of the question, but I think whenever you have 2 good teams that have played for a lot in the past 3-4 years, if that's considered bad blood, then I mean it's an intense respect for getting ready. They know what's coming. I can tell it the way they practice today, and they're smarter than the coaches. You can see what's coming. They know what's coming. I always worry about the ones they don't have respect for, and that's one where you got to rah and cheer them on and scream and yell and throw things and all that. You don't. Other than teaching technique, and we didn't have to teach them to go hard today, and that's an indication of the respect they have for the team they're playing.
How about you personally? You and Beal on the same page now?
Same page.
Same,
I had a lot of respect for his team. I mean, other than that, we're fine. That was kind of a bunch of stuff that was blown up. I've never had any issue other than, they're a good team.
Back left, Jerry.
Urban, Jared Small, NBC4. I think you hinted at it a second ago, but this is a team with a highly rated defense, total defense, scoring defense. Is that defensive line really the strength, and what else do you see that stands out?
Their linebacker, I think he's one of the best players in the Big Ten, 44. He's an instinctive player, gigantic in the middle, 326 pounds, 310 pounds. Very sound. They're not a blitz team. They're a team that is extremely well coached, and as good a front 7 as we faced, but we faced a couple of good ones. The one thing about this conference now, you can take shots all you want. There's some very good defenses in this conference, very good front 7s, and probably better than I thought. I mean, because everybody, Big Ten, Big Ten, Big Ten. Wait a minute now, Big Ten's got very good front 7, some of these teams.
Back left, Matt.
Matt McCoy, WTVN. Wisconsin already is, because of circumstances, they're going to represent the Leaders Division in the Big Ten title game. Is that anything to you guys, knowing that you can't, go there to play the team that's say, hey, we should be there kind of thing?
No, we have talked about the fact when they announced that we could win our division, and we haven't won. I guess we're co-winners as of now, but we didn't win it, and we win this game. I think, are we winners? Yeah, if we win this game, then we win it, and that'll be brought up. That's real important to us.
Secondly, have you ever been to Camp Reading?
Oh yeah. I went with Coach Bruce, and then sit up in the booth.
Your impressions and memories?
Oh, great college atmosphere. Yeah, it's a great town, and great atmosphere.
Far right over here, Todd.
Todd Jones, Columbus Dispatch. Urban, you had a chance to see Montee Paul last year as an analyst, now studying him as a coach. What do you see in him that makes him so effective as a running back? What do you admire about him? What have you seen in his progress from you saw him last year to the way he's running back?
Well, he started slow, and I don't put that on him. I think they had a lot of transition in coaching staff. Their coaching staff's been together now for a while, and you can tell. Probably a little bit more creative in the run game now that they were early in the year. And I see his strengths are great vision, and he's fast. I mean, he's really a fast player. He pulls away from angles, and his toughness. You can give him the ball a bunch of times, and he just keeps getting stronger. So he'll be a very good NFL back.
Couple more questions. Tim?
Tim May, Columbus Dispatch. Is it to the point now where you think you've got guys who can deliver big plays? I'm talking, for example, Corey Philly Brown gave you a little
little curl, whatever, stop, he caught the ball and ran the play. I mean, and how big is that going into these last 2 games to have guys step up and do the extraordinary?
I would still grade us a C to C minus on the ability to pull through plays. I think number 5 certainly can. I think 34 is developing into a very good person that can break tackles and pull through tackles. He's done that pretty consistently. I wouldn't say he started the year that way in his injury. After spring practice, I knew 5 could probably do it, although we didn't let him run much in spring. I felt on our team, which is amazing, we had number 7 was a guy that can make someone miss and accelerate through a tackle and those type of things. Now, I still would grade us not very good. I mean, Ohio State, we should be better than we are, but his development, Philly, but you should have 4 guys like that. We should have 4 players that can take a curl, make a guy miss, and accelerate away from people. We don't have that right now.
Are you constantly challenging them about that? I mean, talk about that. Just, I mean, like Corey said, he walked by you after he made that play the other day, and you really didn't even acknowledge him. But
well, it's his job. Yeah, it's not. And I'm trying to develop that with everybody. Is that's not a big deal. You're supposed to. That's like offensive lineman blocks a 3 technique. That's what you get paid your scholarship to go do. And catch a curl, make a guy miss, and go. So yeah, I think it's a mindset that we're trying to develop here. That it's not. Great, nice job, Philly. Move on to the next play, as opposed to, oh my gosh, what a play. It wasn't that good. It's just, you're supposed to do that.
By the way, quick update, injury-wise, you named some guys. Well, you named some guys that on your radio show the other day. I mean, Lindsley was kind of banged up. Stoneburn missed some time.
Lindsley's still a little banged up. He's, we're hoping to get him full speed by Wednesday, but he practiced a little bit today. Orion Johnson got dinged a little bit in the game. He was good to go today. It's pretty positive. Pretty on the injury front, it's been pretty positive. Briante done it. We announced him. Briante's out. He hurt his knee. It's non-surgical MCL sprain. So we're hoping to get him back for the finale. But that'll even be questionable. And he was doing good. He had his in practice.
Final question. Bill?
In 2010, they ran the opening kickoff back, and it was really great. It snowballed after that to 21-3. Given the special teams this year, how much stress are you putting on that?
Well, we get Armani back. He's a big-time player for us. Armani Reeves will get back for us, so he'll go on the left missile, which is our left side of kickoff. Real valuable player. Very, very concerned. All we can do is work real hard at it. Special teams will be, as in very closely matched games, which I consider this one dead even. Special teams usually has a impact in the game. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.